We moved to Whispering Pines for a fresh start. It was supposed to be a quiet, upscale community, a better place for my 8-year-old daughter, Skylar. She's autistic, nonverbal, and loves repetitive motions like flapping her hands or spinning in place. Things that might seem different to some, but to her, they're joy, their safety. It didn't take long for the HOA president, Karen DeWitt, to make her presence known. She cornered my wife the first week. She shouldn't be outside alone, Karen said, eyes narrowing at Skylar playing with pinwheels on our lawn. Her behavior is unsettling to the neighbors. We ignored her. We'd heard it all before. People uncomfortable with difference, mistaking innocence for disruption. What we hadn't expected was how far Karen would go. Last Thursday, Skylar wandered a few feet from our yard toward the community flower beds, drawn by the wind chimes. I watched her from the front window. She was calm, smiling, just stimming gently with her hands. That's when I saw Karen storm out of her porch, red-faced and rigid. I didn't even have time to grab my shoes. Karen marched up to Skylar and screamed something I couldn't hear from inside. Skylar flinched, started flapping faster. She does that when overwhelmed. Instead of backing off, Karen grabbed her by the arm. Skylar screamed, a sharp, primal sound I've only heard once before, in a hospital room. I ran out the front door as fast as I've ever moved. By the time I got there, Skylar was on the ground sobbing, her arm bent wrong, unnaturally wrong, and Karen stood over her, muttering, "Little freak wouldn't stop twitching. I was just trying to get her to listen." I dropped to my knees beside Skylar and called 911. My hands trembled as I cradled her good arm and whispered reassurances. My heart was pounding, but not from panic, from fury, the kind that lives deep in your bones. The operator asked if I needed police assistance. I said, "No. I am the police." Then I added, "FBI, Agent Michael Reese, badge number 48,761. I need EMS and a local patrol unit now." Karen took a step back. "Wait, you're FBI?" I stood up slowly. "I've worked crimes against children for 12 years, I said, voice low. "You just assaulted a neurodivergent minor, on federal property, in view of a surveillance camera. Do you have any idea what that means?" Her confidence collapsed in real time. She tried to say she was just helping and that Skylar resisted. She didn't know the HOA installed security cameras at the garden entrance. She didn't know they were already recording. EMS arrived. Skylar had a clean but painful radius fracture. While the medics stabilized her, I handed over my credentials to the responding officer and requested Karen be detained for questioning under suspicion of felony child abuse and aggravated assault. It wasn't just my word, it was the footage. In Skylar's swollen, broken arm. Karen was arrested on the spot. The neighborhood erupted the next day. Parents who once whispered now spoke up. Turns out, Skylar wasn't her only target. A boy with Down syndrome had been banned from the pool. A teenager with Tourette's had been cited for aggressive behavior after a vocal tic. Karen wasn't just intolerant, she was dangerous. The HOA board called an emergency meeting. I showed up in my suit and badge. I didn't yell, I didn't need to. I played the footage, stated the charges, and reminded the board that the ADA, federal civil rights statutes, and basic decency were not optional. Karen was removed permanently. Her house was listed for sale the next week. Her attorney called and offered an apology on her behalf. I declined it. Skylar's cast came off 3 weeks later. She's okay now. Healing, still flapping, still spinning, still beautiful. I installed extra wind chimes for her all over the yard. When they blow, she laughs. And the sign above our porch now reads, "Weird is wonderful, come try and stop us."